doing a dog puppet based on the blue dog from the book Why is Blue Dog Blue? The blue dog is an artwork from Rodrigue, an artist from the United States. For our puppets, we're going to start with a sheet of paper and you're going to fold it in thirds in the long way, like a hot dog. To fold in thirds, I'm going to bring the lowest part of my paper until kind of look at the middle. So this part here is very similar in size to this one. It doesn't need to be very precise, so we just take a look that we don't need the paper to be there on the top, not even here at the bottom, but quite in the middle. If you put your fingers, I can count mine, 4 fingers here and 4 fingers here. This way, once I have my measure, I'm gonna press this bump over here and smooth it out to create a crease. Now, I'm getting the top of my paper and closing it down this way. So I'm gonna try to bring my paper and smooth this bump. So what I did is fold this first up, fold this down, and that's all. I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here. I want this to be close and make sure it's not coming out. So just pass some glue on and close it. Once you have folded your paper, I like you to turn to the other side where the paper is more smooth. In here you can see that I have my folded part, and I'm going to close it in half. I'm going to fold it in half by putting these 2 ends together on this part over here. Hold it, and with your fingers press to smooth this part, from this part to this one, pressing gently to have this part folded. So I just folded in half. Now I'm getting the upper part and folding 1 time to the bottom. So bring this part to meet this bottom. You can adjust with your fingers if needed and press this bump down and smooth the paper. Now you're going to flip your paper and repeat this step on the back. So get the top part, bring it down, fit at the ends of the paper, adjust with your finger if needed, and press this bump down. You make crease with your fingers. This is the base of the puppet. You're gonna see you have a pocket in this part and a pocket in this one, so you have kind of the puppet pretty much ready in here. You just need now to decorate your puppet. As I'm doing the blue dog have 2 ears in here. I'm going to be drawing his ears in another sheet of paper. And as I want to cut 2 ears the same, I'm going to fold this paper, and as I cut, I'm cutting the 2 papers the 2 parts at the same time. So I'm folding here, and for the ears, I'm going to be doing like a triangle. So I'm doing like one line up over there, and it comes down. It's like a triangle but a little bit curved. And the blue dog has big ears. I can make some fur here, but I need to leave 1 space coming down. So this is my ear, but I'm leaving 1 extra rectangle, okay, on my paper, because this is where I'm going to fold and create a tab that will make my work able to paste on my puppets. So remember that I have two papers together, the paper is folded, and I'm cutting both at the same time. Now I have both of my ears. Remember this tab you created as a square, so we need to fold over there on this paper, but also on this one. This tab is where you're going to put glue so we can paste our ears. If you want to paste your ears going down your blue dog this way, you can do it. I can paste from behind, or I can paste the ears coming up like that. I'm passing the glue just on the rectangle that I folded, as I want my ears to lift up. So that is my puppet, and the ear will come here and the other one here. So they can lift it up if I want, they can keep down if I just fold more. Now, Blue Dog has a white line in the middle of his face, going to its nose. So as my paper is blue, I'm gonna draw the white part on a white sheet of paper and paste over here. If your paper is white, you just need to color it around and leave the white parts in the middle. One way of me to knowing the size of my white should be in putting my paper here, and I will just trace, I know the size of my square. I know the size of my puppet right here. And this I can draw of Blue Dog's eyes are yellow. Again, I want two circles at the same size. And then one more time, I'm going to be folding this paper. I'm drawing my circle here. You can use a round object to help you drawing. Remember that it's better if you draw it bigger than you really want, because you can always make your paper smaller, but you cannot make a paper bigger after you have cut it. So you can draw in a bigger circle that you really want. If you need to trim it down, you can just make it a smaller size. So this is for my Blue Dog eyes, which are pretty big. I'm gonna reduce a little bit. Let's shrink this eye. Okay. Now I'm gonna use my marker to do the red dots. If you want to cut and paste from another sheet of paper, that's perfectly fine. I think I'm gonna paste them first. And now and also the nose. There you go. To make something fun with my blue dog, I'm going to do a tongue on it. So I'm getting a red sheet of paper. You can just get a white one and color in the red if you don't have a red one. And I'm going to draw the tongue. The tongue is like a huge and tall letter U. So I'm going to start here at the top of my paper. And I will come down, down, and make a big letter U. Big like this. If it's too big, I can trim and cut, so it's going to be smaller. So in this moment, I want it to be bigger than it can be on the dog, so I can see the size. We're going to cut out the tongue and see if this big is enough. I think this big is enough. I'm going to paste over there inside, and as I close, I still can see some coming outside. So let's paste this tongue over here. I'm not going to pass the glue on the tip of the tongue. As I saw, it is not going to fit completely inside the dog's mouth. So I'm going to pass the glue on the upper part of it, so I can place inside its mouth and be safe. Now let's close, and there you go. Blue dog puppet is ready.